Hey everybody, it's Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. No, it is not Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. I am Dan Kuntz. Normally you see me weekday mornings from 7 to 8 live on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. But last night, about 6:30, Mike called me up and said, here's the deal, Dan. I'm a little under the weather. What happened is Mike had the flu. Now he says he's on the backside of it. He's recovering from the flu. That's a direct quote from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. But he didn't want to come into the work and start, getting everybody else sick, and for that we appreciate it. So he called me up last night about 6:30 and said, can he come in and do the show? He said, Jaime Donegan's going to be on. He's an easy interview, and Jaime is an easy interview. So Jaime Donegan is here. Of course, he'll be directing coming up this summertime. The Hot August Nights series of shows continues at the America Performing Arts Center. This year, it's Full Monty. So Jaime is standing by. The reason we go, wait a minute, it's in August. What do we care about it now? Auditions, that kind of stuff, that's right around the corner. Jaime Donegan will be our guest today on Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and I am Dan Kuntz, your guest host for the day. Now, Mike sent me all the stuff he normally does, including his 3 lame jokes. We'll take a run at a couple of these. Again, I did not write these, and my guess is Mike didn't write them either. First of Mike's lame jokes. You know how many telemarketers it takes to change a light bulb? How many telemarketers does it take to change a light bulb? Only 1, but he has to do it during the dinner hour. No wonder Mike wants a studio audience. At the supermarket checkout, the cashier was having trouble finding the price for my cucumber. She said she couldn't find it on the list, so I said maybe the list is alphabetical. So she went down the list until she got to Q. Q. You get it? Q. Caitlin, our producer, just went, oh, you got to be kidding me. The last joke was so lame, I'm not even going to do it. But I'll tell you this little story about Mike, and you'll like this. I've known Mike for many, many, many years. And when Mike was still a sergeant with the Wenatchee Police Department, they had just switched over to new equipment. Now, they used to carry the big, long batons that used to go all the way down to your knees. It was the solid piece thing. And they had just switched over from the big baton that they had to keep strapped to their hip to the small telescoping one that you could take out as far as you wanted to. It was much easier to carry around. And Mike was on my radio show with me, and he was explaining, yeah, we just got these issued. So much better than to carry, the big baton. And I said, was it very uncomfortable to carry that big club with you? And he goes, no. They're not clubs. They're batons. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. Well, what do you do with them? And he said, we club people with them. Jaime Donegan is patiently standing by. He hasn't left the studio because we locked the doors. Jaime Donegan on Street Talk and Other Stuff when we come back on the NCW Live channel. Don't go anywhere. Just as went on the air, Steve, NCW Life is live now on Facebook.
Hey, how's about that? We're live, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm Dan Kuntz, your host for the next hour.
Every weekday, starting at 7 o'clock.
Get ready for a bunch of news that's coming your way.
Here's what's happening around North Central Washington. I'll have a rundown of all your local, regional, and statewide news. You can also find more on our website at ncwlife.com. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. That's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on NCW Life News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Street Talk and Other Stuff. Dan Kuntz guest hosting for the recovering, we hope, Mike Mad Dog Magnotti. I know Mike is home watching right now. So, Mike, good news is, so far we're on the air. Bad news is, here's your check. So I guess it belongs to me now, Jamie, doesn't it? Mike, you know,
I'll take it.
there you go. You know, we pay Mike to do this show.
You do?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, it's weird that he told you that he was sick, because he told me last night that he was going skiing this morning.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. You, as soon as this show's over, you are actually going skiing, aren't you?
I am.
You're
Yeah.
out of here.
I am.
So, Jaime Donegan is with us. He's very familiar to this program and very familiar to folks all over North Central Washington, especially theater folk. Before we get into the full Monty and all that other good stuff, Jaime Donegan 101. For people who don't know who the heck you are, tell people who the heck you are.
101. Wow. Gosh, I am just a guy that showed up in the Wenatchee Valley one day about almost 18 years ago. I came here to direct the Follies, which is a big fundraising event that happens at the Performing Arts Center every 3 years. And I fell in love with this place and continued to come back and do the Follies, made lots of really, really dear friends here in the Valley. And then 5 years ago, well, almost 6 years ago, with my producing partner, Don Fox, we started the Hot August Nights series at the PAC.
Which was a gamble.
It was a total gamble, yeah. Just as Matt Cadman was coming on board as the new executive director, we pitched this idea to him that we have some kind of summer theater. And you know, the general consensus was that summer theater in Wenatchee would not work because everybody either went to Leavenworth or they went to the lake and
Or
didn't go to
sheer
theater.
inertia, because usually July, August, the PAC is closed. There's nothing going on.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
a dead space, and so, you know, which is not the case now. It's a big full schedule happening there now. But he took a gamble on us, and so it's three parts of the puzzle. The PAC provides a lot of support for us. I do the direction and the choreography and the costuming, and Don Fox does the lighting and the set design, and we have a great time. So. Very, very fortunate to have the opportunity. This will be our sixth production this year. Wow. I can't believe it already.
And outside the box, which is what I really like. I mean, the first one you did was Rocky Horror.
Yep.
Which we all were familiar with the movie, but then you brought it to the stage, and so it was not a traditional, let's do the Sound of Music again.
Yeah.
It was something different.
Well, we made a conscious decision right from the get-go that we didn't want to compete with Leavenworth. They have their thing that they do, and we love that. And we're going to do something that's a little edgier and a little bit more adult-oriented for the most part. Not that it has to be, but we also want to put our own spin on shows. We don't want to do shows exactly the way they've been done in the past. And so we take a little bit of time to really think about the creation of the show and how we want to present it. And one of the big things that we do that is very different is we do the entire show on the stage. So people come, I think the first couple shows really threw people off. Now they're starting to get used to it a little bit. But instead of having people out in the audience, we asked them to be on the stage with us. So we built a stage on the stage, put about 200 seats on the stage, and basically closed off the house where the audience normally sits. So it creates a really intimate kind of a theater. It's right there in your face. You can hear every word, every line. It's just been really fun.
And this year it's the Full Monty.
The Full Monty.
How did the selection process work for the Full Monty? Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit, Jamie. What, for people who don't know the Full Monty, give me a little plot synopsis of the show.
Sure. A lot of people know the film, which came out, I think, back in the 80s.
20 years ago, maybe?
Yeah,
Something like that.
It took place in Yorkshire, England. So it was a bunch of out-of-work steelworkers, and they realize that all the women in town are going to see this sort of Chippendales kind of show and spending a lot of money to go see the show. So these everyday average steelworker guys, they're like, oh, we could do that, you know, we could do that and make money. And they all have their own backstory, you know, why they need to make money and that sort of thing. So based on the success of the film, they wrote this wonderful musical, and it's really, really fun. The music is great. The book was written by Terrence McNally. The music and lyrics were written by David Yazbek, both of them great Broadway creators. And so biggest thing I think that they did was they moved it from Yorkshire, England, which if you watch the film, you have to really pay attention to get that accent.
The film was a period piece, right?
Yeah, it was like, it takes place in 1972.
Okay.
The Broadway musical version can really take place anytime. It's kind of a timeless feel. But they moved it from Yorkshire to Buffalo, which, you know, just makes sense, right?
Sure, absolutely.
So, but it's the same story. It's still a bunch of out-of-work steel workers. And so they're like, well, we can do this, and why wouldn't women want to come and see like regular guys do this instead of the bodybuilder, you know,
guys who look like you and me,
yeah,
big
like
strapping
guys
handsome
like
guys,
us,
right.
yeah. And so this whole thing gets fleshed out, and then it starts to snowball, and so they get challenged a little bit. So they're working on their show. They get challenged a little bit, and so they take it over the edge. And the guy says, well, some gal says, well, why would we want to come and see a bunch of regular guys when we can go see these beefcake guys? And he goes, well, because we're going to do the full Monty. You know, the other guys are deer in the headlights kind of thing. And so then that takes us to the next step. And so it's a very, very funny musical, but it's got a lot of beautiful, poignant moments as well. And it's just really well-rounded, a lot of fun.
This whole phenomenon really has become with Mel Brooks, because Mel Brooks's motion picture, The Producers, wasn't a musical. It had musical numbers in it, Springtime for Hitler and things like that. But with Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel chewing up the scenery, and that they were able to take a film and turn it into a musical simply by adding more musical numbers to it. It's the same deal with the Full Monty. It was not originally a musical, and now it is.
No, the movie used a lot of cover music, songs that you know, and so this is all original music, some really funny songs, really, I mean, hilarious. But then also there's one song in there that's just, well, two songs actually, just beautiful and touches your heart, and it's great. So it's full. It's a full Monty.
The Full Monty.
Yeah.
And the key to any good musical is the musical numbers have to move the plot down the road.
Yeah.
Once the song begins and the song ends, by the time the song ends, the storyline has also progressed.
Right, just
in
like
theory.
Just like any great striptease number, a little bit at a time. We just take it slow and reveal a little here, reveal a little there, and you know nobody wants the full Monty right at the front in the opening number, and so I think what makes it really fun is that you get to know these guys and you get to know their personalities and their challenges, their insecurities about doing this, and it's just like a big feel-good kind of show because at the end they're going for it, and people, all across Wenatchee for the last couple of weeks since I've been here, people are like, "How are you doing the Full Monty in Wenatchee?" And I said, buy a ticket and find out. I mean, we're not giving this stuff away, right?
No, and you know, we need to give credit where credit is due. Matt Cadman has done a tremendous job as the executive director of the Numerica PAC because he is willing to take these kinds of chances.
Yeah.
To bring in Rocky Horror Picture Show as the first one out of the gate. My guess is when the show was over, when your run was over 5 years ago with Rocky, you and Matt realized, okay, we got something now. This Hot August Nights thing is going to be a going concern. And because of that, because they're thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's been really fun, and the support of the PAC has been great, and the board and the community in general. Some of these shows, we keep pushing the envelope, and people keep stepping up and responding to it, and that's very exciting to us because that's what we want. That's what we.
You got your toehold here in the Valley by doing Follies, by bringing in, being a professional paid. This is what we're going to do, Follies. But you're working with, oh, there's my dental hygienist, and that's my accountant, and that's the guy who picks up my garbage up on stage, doing talents and stuff like that. Did you know that the Wenatchee Valley had an untapped reservoir of talent?
Right away, the very first time I came to do the Follies, I was blown away by the level of talent that came to be in the show. I do these all over the country, and a lot of times there's a little bit of a disconnect where like the local theater people, they don't want to do the Follies because it's like, that's not us. And here, it was just embraced, and I was so fortunate. So it enabled me to see this, vast group of people with amazing talents, and we've been primarily casting the shows locally. Every now and then we'll have to bring someone in to do a particular role, and we will this time as well, I'm guessing. Maybe one role. But it's amazing, and I think people have really stepped up their game. I've watched this, like, people, I'm like, wow. The performance last year, we had Matt Cadman and Matthew, and he did this. Their chemistry was amazing. Yeah.
And when you're in that kind of intimate setting, that's going to show.
Yeah.
That's going to show.
Matthew Pippin. I
Matt Pippin,
started saying that.
Very talented guy.
They just were like,
Yeah.
bam. They were amazing, and people came away going, wow, that level of digging into a character is, and that's what we want.
Hopefully we're planting the seed for somebody out there to try out to be in the Full Monty.
seeds.
We'll talk about how auditions work, when they happen, how you might get involved with this incredible production with Jaime Donegan. When we come back, Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Mad Dog McNaughty.
That
We'll be right
sounds
back.
agricultural.
Yeah.
We're planting seeds.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is State Representative Kerry Condata inviting you to check out our newest show on the NCW Life channel. We call it the 12th District. Each week, we'll be taking an in-depth look at various political issues that affect our area, our state, and the world. We'll be featuring local and statewide experts on the subject matter at hand. Please join us weekly for the 12th District with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Check your channel guide for times or go to ncwlife.com for details.
And we're back on Street Talk and Other Stuff. I am Dan Kuntz. Mike Mad Dog McNaughty is on assignment. Assignment is the name of his yacht. Did you know that? That he keeps down in the Mexican Riviera. Did you know that?
Perfect. That makes sense.
Jaime Donegan is my guest, directing the Full Monty, coming to the America Performing Arts Center later on this summer, part of Hot August Nights. We're talking about it in January because you got to start casting this thing sometime.
I know. Now I'm thinking about Mike McYachty.
Mick Yachty. Oh,
Yeah, we got to get him in the show. Not the guy that does this, but
the puns are flying fast and furious. Let's audition.
Tonight is the first audition, general admission audition. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people making admissions. We'll find out. I don't know what to expect. I've had so many people reaching out to me about this one. It's actually more than ever. So I don't know who's going to show up. I never know. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of excited to see who is brave enough to take this on.
Is this just an open casting call? Anybody can show up?
Anybody can show up.
Is there paperwork you need to fill out in advance? Because normally,
and you can go to the PAC website and go to the Hot August Nights, Full Monty, and there's an audition form there.
And if you've ever auditioned for anything, the forms are pretty much the same. You know, it's
fill it out just like a job application.
Really, it is. Yeah.
And then you come in, and I'm asking everybody to sing a song. So, because it's a musical, and so sing, and then tomorrow night will be callbacks, and that'll be people I want to see and hear do some different things. So they'll be doing a little bit of reading, some lines from the show, and then and probably a little movement. It's not a huge dancey show, but it's you know, it's these guys got to be able to move, and they will.
And you said guys, this is a male-dominated cast, right?
Well, it's actually very even in
okay.
in the distribution of roles. The 6 guys are sort of, you know, pulled out, but there's some very juicy female roles in this. Some, I mean, beautiful songs and fun songs, and there's also an ensemble. So we'll have a female ensemble, a male ensemble, and so it's not just the big lead characters, but check out tonight, see who can sing and who can move, and hang with us. It's this is going to take a bit of bravery.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned before, it's well. Let me ask you this: do the 6 guys who will be basically, do they have to be in physically good shape? I mean, muscular and stuff, because they're walking around with their shirt off.
Yeah, the idea is that they're not.
Okay.
Not necessarily.
Because I look like a tuning fork with my shirt off. So.
Boing.
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea is that they are just regular guys. And one guy in the show is bigger, and he has a lot of weight issues, and so it's kind of the audience is like pulling for this guy to do it. And everybody has their own thing. They have their own backstory, and the main guy is trying to pay his child support so he can keep rights for his son, you know. And so the reasons they're doing it is it's not just, oh, we want to go take our clothes off and that sort of thing, but they all have they're out of work, and they need to do something, and it's a depressed economy, and I mean, what better than this? You know?
Auditions are tonight. So people say, hey, I want in on this. Do I need to go rent the movie real quick or go on Netflix and find it?
No,
you don't need
no.
to. Do you need to be familiar at all with the movie before you audition?
No, I sort of put it out there to the general public for the last several months that it's good to be familiar with the musical, which you can just download that on iTunes and listen to the songs. Songs are great. Be familiar with it so that you're not just walking in. Nobody wants to walk in cold on a full Monty audition.
Right. You get that joke there? Jamie made a comedy joke.
Quiet.
That was pretty funny. I enjoyed that. Is there people out there, you've been involved with Wenatchee Theater, as you mentioned, for 18 years, or just at least around here. When it was decided that you were going to do the full Monty, did you make a couple of phone calls to a couple of people because you want them in the show? Hi, Jerry, it's Jamie, and there's a role for you if you wanted in full Monty? Or
no, not really.
You just letting it,
No, we just see what happens. I think, but I've had a lot of people reach out to me on email and on Facebook about the show, and that they're interested in doing it. Some people I know very well, other people I've never even heard of before, and so that's exciting. So we're trying to build that. The
auditions are tonight, and the show isn't until August. That's a long time between picking a cast and putting on a show.
Yeah.
What happens between January 22nd and August when the show actually opens?
Usually panic is what the first thing that comes to my mind, both on my part and their part.
Right.
Because now I have to make this all happen.
I mean, you got 7 months, but that's actually a really long time. Almost too long, isn't it?
Yeah, not so much.
Okay.
They'll find out, within the next month whether they're in the show or not. And usually, I mean, we in the past we have sort of stretched that out, but they'll find out fairly fast, and then they'll have time to start working on the script. We start July right after the 4th of July. We ask our cast to have their lines memorized by then and their songs memorized, so that we can start there and not just everybody's trying to scrambling and try to learn everything. That has sometimes been successful and sometimes not, but it's still fun. It gives them time to develop their characters. And for last year with Matt Cadman and Matthew Pippin, I actually started talking to them right after I cast them, because they had to appear as a well-established couple, and we would do emails back and forth and question and answers, and then they started getting together and sort of rehearsing their scenes on their own, which then led to a bigger sort of movement. People wanted to get together and read through their parts and that sort of thing. So we don't have the long rehearsal schedule like Apple Blossom does. Right. Because we just don't have the time for that. I don't live here, Don Fox doesn't live here, and so we really knock this out pretty fast. We have 1 month of rehearsal, 3 weeks of show performances. We have 12 performances this year, and I'm just excited. I have no idea. This is always my favorite day, because And then tomorrow's a lot of times not my favorite day because then I got to figure out.
Don't call us, we'll call you. Is there a role for Mike on this? Because you said you need middle-aged, overweight, middle-aged guys who aren't particularly talented.
I don't think of Mike that way. I think like hourglass figure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Mike has a body to stop traffic.
And you know, and a really pleasing voice.
Yeah.
That's how
it's
most
a good
people
thing that
think of
Rosie
him.
has very bad eyesight. I can tell you that much right now. I know, Mike, I love
like
you,
it.
and I know you're watching. Auditions tonight, callbacks tomorrow. But people do need to know, I mean, we talked about the time commitment. There's still some time commitment to this. You want to be prepared to...
Yeah, we're pretty intense. We start right after 4th of July. We rehearse all week. Evenings, because I know people have day jobs, and then Saturday's a really long day for us. We take Sundays off, but that's the schedule for a month, and then we perform the shows Wednesday through Saturdays. We're going to add a couple of matinees this year.
Oh, good.
We had one last year, and we're going to add a couple more because it was very popular. So.
One last question. I get Jaime Donegan as a guest on Street Talking Other Stuff. We got running out of time.
I didn't do it.
One more question before I forget. What about people out there who say, you know, I don't want to be in the show, but I want to be a part of the production?
Oh, yeah.
Is there something for them to do?
Sure. We always need backstage help. I think we're going to need... I probably should not
Somebody
say
needs
this.
to pick up the sodium pentothal and keep that handy.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Deal, right?
I think this is going to shake things up around town a little bit. I had to ask some of my lawyer friends here in town about decency laws just to make sure. I'm just throwing that out as a teaser. We don't know exactly what's going to happen or how this is going to go down, but it is going to go down.
This is not my parents' or my grandparents' theater world. Things have changed for the better in North Central Washington. You want to stick around because I have somebody's probably worth this opinion, a letter to Mike that I'm supposed to read.
Oh, yeah.
You mind, Jamie?
No.
I guess I'm supposed to do it. It's in the contract.
Let's do it.
Of course, you got the check.
Do I get a... Never mind.
Never mind.
I think I better.
We'll be right back with Street Talk and other stuff without Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Ladies of the Wenatchee Valley, do you know the secret of receiving the perfect gift for your birthday, anniversary, or Christmas? We have the answer for you at Collins Fashions. Come in and fill out a wish list. You can choose from beautifully crafted jewelry, handbags, and luggage from Brighton, stylish wallets and handbags from Lotus, cozy sweaters from Icelandic, zip fleece from Tommy Bahama, fashions from Joseph Ribkop, and Collins gift cards. Our little elves can contact your loved ones and share your wish list. Complimentary gift wrap and amazing service at Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee.
And we're back with Jaime Donegan, the director of the Full Monty, which comes to the American Performing Arts Center as part of the Hot August Nights series. Before we get to You're Probably Worth This Opinion, one more thing for you. Has anybody told you you look a lot like Robbie Robertson from the band?
No.
You look a lot like Robbie Robertson.
Wow.
You're familiar with the band? The great,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You bear a striking resemblance to Robbie Robertson.
That's crazy. You know what I get a lot? David Bowie.
Yeah, except you don't want to
Which
look
is
like
weird.
David Bowie.
Not right now. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Robbie Robertson is still very much alive. All right, we're supposed to close out the show with You're Probably Worth This Opinion. Here's a letter that was written to Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. Dear Mad Dog, why do you hate winter? And Mike does hate winter, by the way. The snow is so beautiful, the clean white covering on the ground, the unearthly silence that accompanies the falling snow as the earth sleeps beneath its fresh, cold blanket. It goes on. You must be some kind of barbarian not to appreciate the changes of seasons, the renewing of the earth, and the peace brought about by our winter months. I just love to sit in a warm home, bundled up, and watch the snow fall gently. Don't ever criticize snow again, you soulless cretin.
Oh.
Signed, I love snow. And Mike actually sent me his response. And Mike's response is this: look, there's only one good thing about winter. It gets so cold that politicians put their hands in their own pockets.
Oh,
Mike will be back Monday.
gosh.
Take care. Bye-bye.